So the blessed Holy One said, I will place my dwelling in your midst, and my soul will not abhor you. Yeah, my bed is in your house. Since my bed is with you, you know I will not leave you. My soul will not abhor you. I will move about in your midst, I will be your God. Since my dwelling is with you, you can be certain that I will go with you, as it is written. For Yahweh your God moves about in your camp to deliver you and to deliver your enemies to you. Let your camp be holy. One night Rabbi Yitzhak and Rabbi Judah were staying in a village near the Sea of Tiberias. They rose at midnight. Rabbi Isaac said to Rabbi Judah, let us converse in words of Torah, for even though we are in this place, we must not separate ourselves from the tree of life. Rabbi Judah opened and said, Moses took the tent and pitched it outside the camp. Why? Moses said to himself, since Israel has dealt falsely with the blessed Holy One and exchanged his glory, let his pledge be placed in the hands of a trustee. So the blessed Holy One said, I will place my dwelling in your midst, and my soul will not abhor you. Yeah, my bed is in your house. Since my bed is with you, you know I will not leave you. My soul will not abhor you. I will move about in your midst, I will be your God. Since my dwelling is with you, you can be certain that I will go with you, as it is written. For Yahweh your God moves about in your camp to deliver you and to deliver your enemies to you. Let your camp be holy. One night Rabbi Yitzhak and Rabbi Judah were staying in a village near the Sea of Tiberias. They rose at midnight. Rabbi Isaac said to Rabbi Judah, let us converse in words of Torah, for even though we are in this place, we must not separate ourselves from the tree of life. Rabbi Judah opened and said, Moses took the tent and pitched it outside the camp. Why? Moses said to himself, since Israel has dealt falsely with the blessed Holy One and exchanged his glory, let his pledge be placed in the hands of a trustee. So the blessed Holy One said, I will place my dwelling in your midst, and my soul will not abhor you. Yeah, my bed is in your house. Since my bed is with you, you know I will not leave you. My soul will not abhor you. I will move about in your midst, I will be your God. Since my dwelling is with you, you can be certain that I will go with you, as it is written. For Yahweh your God moves about in your camp to deliver you and to deliver your enemies to you. Let your camp be holy. One night Rabbi Yitzhak and Rabbi Judah were staying in a village near the Sea of Tiberias. They rose at midnight. Rabbi Isaac said to Rabbi Judah, let us converse in words of Torah, for even though we are in this place, we must not separate ourselves from the tree of life. Rabbi Judah opened and said, Moses took the tent and pitched it outside the camp. Why? Moses said to himself, since Israel has dealt falsely with the blessed Holy One and exchanged his glory, let his pledge be placed in the hands of a trustee. So the blessed Holy One said, I will place my dwelling in your midst, and my soul will not abhor you. Yeah, my bed is in your house. Since my bed is with you, you know I will not leave you. My soul will not abhor you. I will move about in your midst, I will be your God. Since my dwelling is with you, you can be certain that I will go with you, as it is written. For Yahweh your God moves about in your camp to deliver you and to deliver your enemies to you. Let your camp be holy. One night Rabbi Yitzhak and Rabbi Judah were staying in a village near the Sea of Tiberias. They rose at midnight. Rabbi Isaac said to Rabbi Judah, let us converse in words of Torah, for even though we are in this place, we must not separate ourselves from the tree of life. Rabbi Judah opened and said, Moses took the tent and pitched it outside the camp. Why? Moses said to himself, since Israel has dealt falsely with the blessed Holy One and exchanged his glory, let his pledge be placed in the hands of a trustee. So the blessed Holy One said, I will place my dwelling in your midst, and my soul will not abhor you. Yeah, my bed is in your house. Since my bed is with you, you know I will not leave you. My soul will not abhor you. I will move about in your midst, I will be your God. Since my dwelling is with you, you can be certain that I will go with you, as it is written. For Yahweh your God moves about in your camp to deliver you and to deliver your enemies to you. Let your camp be holy. One night Rabbi Yitzhak and Rabbi Judah were staying in a village near the Sea of Tiberias. They rose at midnight. Rabbi Isaac said to Rabbi Judah, let us converse in words of Torah, for even though we are in this place, we must not separate ourselves from the tree of life. Rabbi Judah opened and said, Moses took the tent and pitched it outside the camp. Why? Moses said to himself, since Israel has dealt falsely with the Blessed Holy One and exchanged his glory, let his pledge be placed in the hands of a trusty. So the Blessed Holy One said, I will place my dwelling in your midst, and my soul will not abhor you. Yeah, my bed is in your house. Since my bed is with you, you know I will not leave you. My soul will not abhor you. I will move about in your midst, I will be your God. Since my dwelling is with you, you can be certain that I will go with you, as it is written. For Yahweh your God moves about in your camp to deliver you and to deliver your enemies to you. Let your camp be holy. One night Rabbi Yitzhak and Rabbi Judah were staying in a village near the Sea of Tiberias. They rose at midnight. Rabbi Isaac said to Rabbi Judah, let us converse in words. The Torah, for even though we are in this place, we must not separate ourselves from the tree of life. Rabbi Judah opened and said, Moses took the tent and pitched it outside the camp. Why? Moses said to himself, since Israel has dealt falsely with the Blessed Holy One and exchanged his glory, let his pledge be placed in the hands of a trusted. So the Blessed Holy One said, I will place my dwelling in your midst, and my soul will not abhor you. Yeah, my bed is in your house. Since my bed is with you, you know I will not leave you. My soul will not abhor you. I will move about in your midst, I will be your God. Since my dwelling is with you, you can be certain that I will go with you, as it is written. For Yahweh your God moves about in your camp to deliver you and to deliver your enemies to you. Let your camp be holy. One night Rabbi Yitzhak and Rabbi Judah were staying in a village near the Sea of Tiberias. They rose at midnight. Rabbi Isaac said to Rabbi Judah, let us converse in words. The Torah, for even though we are in this place, we must not separate ourselves from the tree of life. Rabbi Judah opened and said, Moses took the tent and pitched it outside the camp. Why? Moses said to himself, since Israel... It has been told before they left their threshing place, Rabbi Yosef, son of Jacob, Rabbi Hezekiah, and Rabbi Yesa died. Their comrades saw holy angels carrying them off in a canopy. Rabbi Shimon said a word, and they settled down. He cried and said, perhaps, God forbid, a decree has been issued for us to be punished, because through us has been revealed something not revealed since the day Moses stood on Mount Sinai, as it is written. He was there with Yahweh 40 days. What we should do is actually create an army for the Jews, basically to provide them with weapons so they can defend themselves. But no one is talking about peace. When you protect the population against massacre from jihadists, it's not about peace. Because no one is expecting now peace. And also with the Gazans, it's not about peace. It's about, for us at least, it's about bringing the hostages back and securing safety and security. They can hate us, they don't need to like us, they don't need to be in peace with us, that's fine. We just want them to not attack us, that's it. That is our objective. If we can bring peace, amazing, but I don't see it happening.
Daniel, help me to understand, what is the population of Druze next to Golan Heights? Do they feel like they want to create their own independent state, or do they, what is their wishes?
To be honest, I cannot speak for them, so I don't know.
But let's say you make a recommendation that IDF need to train them. Eventually, they are the one who is able to become the peacekeeper of that south part of the Damascus, right? So
why the fuck I think I keep using the word peace if he's saying don't use the word though?
Well, I mean, you can either use protection, you can in order for all these crises to stop, you have to eventually end up a point that is peace, right? Either by Abraham court or either by diplomacy or whatever. But the ultimate goal is peace. Only people want to keep on create chaos will ignore that peace is will never be possible, right? But if people want a long we aim is to figure out how to achieve peace, and Daniel suggested that need to start training the community to be able to defend, and then if they can defend, then they can do what Israel is doing, peace through strength, right? So that's what
autism, and that's not what they have at all. So when he was talking about autism, he was talking about the autism that's always been accepted as autism, rather than saying, yeah, some 100-word test that you take, and then a psychologist classifies you as autism. I tend to side.
So Daniel, what do you think the chances are that the hostages get released this weekend and Hamas surrenders and gives up all their weapons and withdraws from the area?
No, I don't see that happening.
But we want coexistence now. We want peace now.
I recently asked a Muslim, when can we have peace in Middle East? They say Judgment Day according to Islam, right? That is when, according to our religions, all the oppression against Islam will stop when the Judgment Day comes. I don't know how many of you all know about Islam. That means Mahdi, followed by Isa bin Maria. Daniel, are you familiar with this part of Islamic religion in order to have peace in Middle East, Daniel? Sorry, there are two Daniel here, the Canadian Daniel. The red Daniel.
Thank you for asking that. So, hey, Daniel.
Yeah, Daniel.
Hey, thank you for asking. I am no expert on anything about religion except the one prism to tell you that there are at least 3,600 religions in the world for sure. Everybody agrees. Some people say as many as 10,000. And there's such a fascination with the end of the world story that you just told from a Muslim perspective. The rapture in Christianity and so on. There's a category of theology called eschatology. You can look it up in Wikipedia.
Yeah, I know about that, Daniel. I spend a lot of time in that.
There you go.
Let's not talk about variety of religion, the highest population of religion, right? Islam is about 1.7 billion.
We're commenting that humanity has created a certain portion of our culture, just like we have music and we have this and that, to me, right? We have this culture, not only of religion, but we have a culture of the end of the war and end of the world scenario.
Behold, this only
I can agree with you on this because I focus on that. Daniel, if you have a question about eschatology, talk to me. And that's how I talk to the Muslim, right? So when you have peace, so when they tell me this, I can, compliment a lot of other things.
I understand.
Yeah? So which aspect would you like to talk
Why
about?
should Egypt say, with evil intent he brought them forward to kill them off in the mountains, to annihilate them from the face of the earth? Turn from your blazing anger, repent of this wrong against your people. Remember Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, your servants, how you swore to them by yourself and said to them, I will multiply your seed like the stars
peace
of
is not
heaven.
only possible but actually inevitable. And I don't think
Yes.
I don't think
Daniel, in that aspect, I agree with you.
okay. And I mean without a rapture, without an end of the world scenario, but peace on earth is possible if it is declared by ordinary human beings and not by nations in sufficient numbers for that to be real. If people could treat the formalization of that expression culturally into something they could recognize like a cultural document, then I believe it is possible that you could actually declare peace.
Daniel, this is why I asked the Muslim, right? How can we have peace? And they, without doubt, bring up religion. At the same time, Daniel, I understand you. I spoke to you a lot of time. But the truth is, if you are dealing with Middle East, you are dealing with the main religion, which is Islam. And if the people there say unequivocally that, Judgment Day, so religion decide peace, right? You can have all the beautiful words, all the beautiful humanity principle and so on. But the dominant religions and the dominant population at the Middle East, they all agree it's the Judgment Day and it's the religion base.
right?
Yeah, and I would like a chance to respond to this because I appreciate you, even giving me some value in talking about what I just said as humanitarian. But I would like to instead question whether what I'm talking about is practical, because you just came back and said what religions agree, right? And I think the emphasis is on the word agree. If human beings are capable of making an agreement in sufficient numbers, then the agreement is what the power is in fact based on, right? It's not just a question of whether religions agree, it's what actual human beings in fact agree. That's the point I'm making.
Yeah, the thing is when we deal with Islam, right? So that means like even whatever they live, right? Their priority is to follow what their Omar say. I think Yuho could say better, yeah. So then and then later on in the priority will be the country they live in, whether it's in Europe or in Canada or in US. So all whatever value, human value, humanity value, those come much lower in their priority. But when you deal with people who think like that's why Daniel, with all your, I know you have very high hope for humanity, for equal rights, for kindness, and all this stuff.
And it's measurable too, right? Like what I'm talking about.
I know, but it's just like the moment they are born, they are in a society. The society enforce a certain kind of practices that is just totally different from, Daniel, what you hope for the humanity.
No, I don't think I hope for humanity. I'm talking about like more of a language. Like you say, I can speak this language so I can interact with these people. I'm using language to express that human beings incrementally are more powerful. I don't need to change humanity in order for that to have value, like you just said, in actual practice. When I have cash in my pocket, money, actual money, whatever we called money from Phoenician times to Bitcoin, was always based on agreement. When I have cash in my pocket, I just have stored agreement. I go to the store, I don't have to haggle over the price, I just give them what it is. Human agency is built by agreement, whether it's money or power or anything else. And for people to believe that the only way they can have peace is when the afterlife comes, maybe that's true, but it's worth a try to create peace on earth at the same time. One is not in competition with the other.
No, okay, so Daniel, I understand what you mean by the choice of right word and all this stuff, but I think if you add more factor into it, that's beside those things you believe, the choice of language and right word, and then you add Trump's, what he claimed to be ability to make deal, and then you add religion, and then you add all these things, then the power is even bigger. The chances of bringing peace is bigger. So just using 1 out of 4, which is what you claim, is not going to give you as much leverage and power compared to using everything.
May I ask a question to see if we agree on this or not? Would you say that power is a fixed amount? Or is it
more
organic than that? Like it fluctuates in some way, right? You can build yes?
It depends on the timing, it depends on the context and all this thing, right? For example, like Middle East, right? The way how they understand now the Arab nation who are dealing with Trump's proposition, how they're going to handle Gaza and all this stuff, they are in flux right now. They used to be thinking during Biden's time, yeah, we have this formula, we are doing it and it's fine, we can just let it go, we don't have to do much. But when they are dealing with Trump, they have to keep adjusting, keep changing. It's a lot of stress, right? When this stress happens, then it can sometimes go high, sometimes get low. When you strike at the right time, then they are more willing to make the deal. So, and nothing of it got to do.
Can I ask you a question in this case?
Yes.
Which is of more power in any situation, the fighting or the deal? Which one?
The one with the more wisdom is not to involve fighting, talking.
Okay, so we can agree it's about the deal, not about the fight. Sometimes the fight is costly, blood, time, and treasure. All right. So,
yes. Yeah.
So I'm just going to suggest that the idea that power is limited comes out of our belief for the tens of thousands of years of scarcity as a generality, which for most every possible way you'd look at life. You can 100 years ago even ask the question about general scarcity and general abundance, right? So for thousands and thousands of years, we have come under this, there isn't enough to go around, so we have to divide it up. And now we're at this place where that's not quite the case. And the nations of the world that you're talking about are not really the only game in town anymore. I don't know if you realize that. Like, we could talk about money that's been invented that used to take countries to invent. That's a truth. That's a fact. Doesn't matter if people believe it's stupid or real or not.
Can we restrict to Middle East?
Well, in the Middle East, I think I guess that's why we're having two different conversations, because you're restricting it to the Middle East. And I'm simply saying that the way you overcome war is by planting the cultural roots to do it, not the not the geopolitical ones. Those you cannot enforce those, but you can absolutely.
Daniel, I spoke to you a lot. I understand your days in Canada.
I'd like to finish what I'm saying, Dave. I know you've got to respond different. I appreciate that. Yeah. But I'm answering your question is that there's a tortoise and the hare here, okay? Maybe the hare can figure out how to impose some kind of peace on the situation, some international bodies, whatever sorts of collaboration agreements like that can be enforced. That's all one thing. There's nothing wrong with having another oar in the water of the tortoise. And the tortoise I'm suggesting is that we begin to invest in, research, and develop ways in which we can develop cultures of commonality between Palestinians and Israelis. That is possible to do. We already have examples of that.
Daniel, I have to respect you that, if you don't spend enough time go deep into the history, religions,
please.
When you talk about culture and commonality, it's very suspicious.
Andrew, don't talk down to me. Just because you...
Not I'm urging you to keep coming back here to the Jewish room to figure out what is the culture of commonality.
You know, my family was one of 50 families that were actually named in the Spanish Inquisition. So you don't know who the hell you're talking to here. My mother and my uncle were actual refugees from Kristallnacht when they were 6 and 4 years old, and they stood off guards. And that uncle of mine co-founded the Union of Concerned Scientists. So don't give me some lectures here on what I don't know about Jewish history. That's wrong.
No, you do not know about what is a culture of commonality. You just came up with the word culture of commonality. What does it mean? What is a culture of commonality between Palestine and Israel? What do you mean by this?
You are a warrior yourself, Dave. That's why you can't tolerate to hear somebody you disagree with.
No, I'm fine. Just define what is culture of commonality between Palestine and Israel.
I know what I was saying, but you're attacking. You're not conversing, and everybody can hear.
Go ahead. He left. But, yeah. So, anyway, we have people who are left. They look at the world, with high expectation from humanity, equal right, kindness, compassion, and everything. But for Middle East, if the main population there decided that Islam, the religion, is deciding when there will be peace, then all those high value may not work sufficiently. Right,
See, Dave, your problem is you're making an all or nothing statement about Islam making decisions when it's really people making bad decisions. And when you pick up a firearm and you start shooting at somebody at a checkpost, you can expect, an Air Force to respond and bulldozers to come in. There has to be a zero tolerance for terrorism. There may be domestic disputes, but when you conduct, organized terrorist activities, that's murderous mafia activities in the military and police. Everyone has to respond. So the point is, like Daniel said earlier, Israelis just want to protect themselves and they want to live in peace and they don't want to be harassed and murdered continually and rockets shot at them in never-ending amounts. So the point is, Dave, when people start getting past politics and start actually seeking peace in their lives as opposed to being violent terrorist assholes who commit murder, which I don't think you can expect anytime soon. So don't live in delusional la la land. You can expect terrible people and horrible governments to do terrible and horrible organized events against Israelis. Jews in Israel, they will always be a target, and but they will always be strong, and they'll always respond with force. So, buyer beware. And essentially, fuck around and find out. And that's what people will have to deal with if they fuck with Israel. They will find out. It won't be pretty for you if you fuck around. Israel's very strong, and you will suffer the consequences. So there's really nothing to debate, in my opinion. These coexistence rooms are really just projection rooms for people to come in here, spout their propaganda, and then go about their business and go take a shit in the afternoon. I mean, that's about it. These rooms are pointless and just for comedy and entertainment purposes. Don't delude yourself and be a schmuck here either. Thank you. I am complete.
Yeah, committee, I think pretty much 100% we are alignment. What you need to know is, if you look at the world map, right, you have North Africa, you have Middle East. These are all previously non-Islam, but through series of caliphate, they become Muslim country. And a lot of the people there, if you pay them certain amount of money, they can be here 24/7. They can be here organizing open room 24/7. They can be here open room and like you say, for entertainment, for whatever purpose, recording the conversation and then make money out of it, and so on and so on. So that's why coexistence room, something like that, could be one of the way to record and sell the recording and make money, right, as part of the entertainment. But so peace through strength is what you just say, comedy. What you say about Israel is peace through strength, right? If you F Israel, if Israel F back, right? So that is called peace through strength, right? And the problem is, like you asked Daniel, right? How about the hostage and everything? So a hostage is a weapon to divide the Israeli society. That's it, period, right? So, but still, there is additional wisdom, right, in the Middle East. That is like for thousands of years, there are a lot of history to state that the people there believe in religion, and they have seen how religion can decide whether a side win or a side lose. And this remained the same in 2025. This aspect, which I just say when I ask Muslim, yes, it's a religion decide. But if you come from the left, from Western society or whatever, you would ignore this. And then whatever beautiful word you say is just not as powerful as combining all, right? And from the religion perspective, the end is near. The Muslims say so. The Christianity and the Jewish people who read their Bible say so. So these are additional wisdom on top of normal languages.
What Jewish scholars said the end is near?
Well, you speak to rabbi, they always say Messiah is back, coming soon.
No. Well, they said it like 2 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years from now. Basically, it's more of a wishful thinking that the Messiah should come, but no one said that the end is near, at least that I heard from. I don't follow the Muslim community, but I didn't hear it coming from anyone that I heard of in the Jewish community.
So Daniel, the problem with when I speak to Orthodox Jews here or secular Jews here, I mean, they don't even know much. But I speak to Orthodox Jews here, right? So they just read the Old Testament, right? But when you are speaking to Messianic Jews who combine Old Testament, they are Jews, Old Testament and New Testament, by combining both, you have a higher chance to understand that the end is near. Right. So
no, they don't. To be honest, no. This is basically part of their ideology that at some point the Messiah will come, and then 1, 2, 3, and they are always hopeful that the Messiah will come, not specifically about something that is happening right now. And you know what? If they do believe it, then great for them. They are about to, as we say, find out.
Yeah, Daniel, the thing is, Israel is getting a lot of help from US, right? So US with Trump cabinet, right? He is historically since the foundation of America, historically, has the highest number of Catholics. These are the people who read both Old and New Testament. This is how they look at Middle East. They look at the Middle East, they know the end time is near. They are planning all the provision, military support, whatever, to get there. And they are looking at Middle East from the combination of Old and New Bible. The problem is the Orthodox Jews here in Israel only look at the Old, therefore they couldn't understand the American who are coming to help them. This is another limitation.
Yeah, again, I'm not sure. I'm not sure that I get exactly what you're talking about, and I don't say it more like maybe I'm missing your point. I don't understand.
What I'm saying is that America is determined to help Israel because they read the combination of Old and the New Testament in the same.
I'm not sure. I think that it's common values, and I think that the Trump administration understands exactly what we're fighting against. I don't think it has to do with Judaism or Christianity or anything. It's about we have a threat.
When they select the United Nations representation of U.S. to United States, at the Senate inquiry and everything, Bible are quoted. The Bible are quoted during
but I don't think they really understand that. I don't think the Bible has anything to do with it.
You cannot underestimate. I mean, the ambassador, the U.S. ambassador to U.S. To Israel is the most acknowledged Bible understanding. You know, he really understood the Bible.
I'm not sure that the Bible has anything to do with it, but the Bible has something to do with it. I mean,
Daniel, I just want to ask you, right? Look, if Israel get a lot from America, and Trump is going to bring religion to, in a way that has never been done before. He's very serious about religion. He speak religion. He organize and pray national prayer and all this stuff.
I get it. I don't think that religion has anything to do with this war. It's more about
I'm just telling you.
It's about humanity. It's about morality. It's about. It's nothing like. Listen, I'm not a religious person, okay?
I know.
And I can tell right from wrong, and good from evil, and it's not that hard to understand exactly what Israel is fighting. I mean, I think even the pro-Palestinians, even though they're most of them are dishonest, will admit the fact that taking a hostage is a crime against humanity, and it's a war crime. And our objective of getting our hostages back and returning safety and security is the moral justification. It's not a religious justification. I don't need no fucking Bible, no book to tell me that what we're doing is the right, just, humane, and moral thing. I don't need any Bible for this.
I give you one point. What you argue is the same for Biden administration, based on just everything you say, moral, blah blah blah. Biden administration is just based on that. And
no. Biden administration was doing virtual signaling of it. He was faking humanity. When you say both sides, then you're not taking a stand. When you say, okay, well, there's the jihadi side that took hostages, and there's the other side that they took hostages from them. No, it's not two equal sides. One side is wrong, one side is bad. And I think morality is having a clear stance against what is right and what is wrong. And I think this is where, and I think one of the reasons that the Biden administration actually lost is because they were trying to please both sides. And you cannot please both sides. You do need to have a stand to what is right and what is wrong.
Yes, you're correct. And this is why when it's only because Trump understood which side the Bible stand, so Trump chose a side that is more favorable to Israel. Biden does not see both side differences, right? And Trump see both sides are very different, and he chose a side that Bible favor, and that's why you're getting all the support you are getting from Trump administration.
Well, Biden was a very big Zionist, and it helped us. But I think as the war progressed,
we lost your connection, Daniel.
they are starting to put all kinds of like statements like this. So that is not taking a side. That is like playing on both sides. And when you don't take a stand, you lose. You need to take a very listen. One of the things that I know that I specifically do is that I'm unapologetic. Okay, I'm not trying to sugarcoat things. I'm not trying to please anyone. I will call things as I see them, and I will not be apologetic for it. And I think that what the Biden administration did was trying to be apologetic about it. And you don't need to be apologetic about defending what's right, moral, humane, and just, and legal. You don't need to. You just need to do it.
So Daniel, I just want to say, your BB, your Prime Minister, exactly know how to talk to the American. That's why he's able to get support. And part of it is he understands how to use Bible to talk to the American, and therefore is getting the support. Whether you don't agree with me, doesn't matter. But your Prime Minister align with this kind of communication.
I don't think that religion needs to be a justification. I think it's a very bad position to go. We need to be just because it's just and moral and humane, not because God told us this. I don't agree with this concept of God told us, so we are right. No, we are right because of objective things. You don't need to believe in the Jewish Bible in order to know that we are right. And I think that when you put it into this, because it's using the text, I think it's a shot in the leg, to be honest. I don't agree with this approach. I mean, if it works, great. But I don't agree with this approach. The reason that we are...
I don't want to argue. I came here and I know Jewish society is very diverse. There are secular Jews who are uncomfortable the word of God is being spoken. I spoke to a Jew who said...
It's not that I'm not comfortable. No, you missed my point. It's not that I'm not comfortable. I'm saying this is not the justification. This is not the justification. The justification is much more grounded, much more earthy, much more like human. It's not like God told us or God... This is like... In my eyes, it's bullshit.
Okay, it's from my eye, it's strategic, right? If let's say someone want to mobilize United States, want to mobilize Germany to come and help Israel, right? Germany now is governed by Christian party. Trump is pushing Christianity like crazy, right? If someone want to make Germany the leader, one of the important leader of Europe, and Trump, right, he claimed to have a power that want to help the world to come and solve Middle East. You need everything possible to help Israel, not just your way of thinking. You need everything.
Listen, I understand what you're saying, but again, and I'm not the Prime Minister, so it doesn't really matter what I think. But I have my own integrity, and in my integrity, I think using the Bible is it's an excuse. It's because the Bible is, at the end, it doesn't say anything. It's about interpretation.
Okay, Daniel, last argument, right? I already told you, right? So Sun Tzu out of war. You know yourself, you know your enemy. When I speak to your enemy, Muslim, how do we stop the war?
Yes, for them it's a religious war. I'm not saying that it's not. I'm saying for us it's not. But Dave, I might lose you because I'm just boarding the train. I'm still here, but I might lose you.
Yeah, sure. It's a complex topic, but if your Sun Tzu out of war, if your enemy want to speak in religion, then if you want to win, you have to figure out all your cards, including religion cards, and then you speak to your enemy and eventually make the peace happen. That's all. I understand you not
peace. But no one's talking about peace.
Well, I asked the Muslim, when can we have peace? He said religion, right? So we need to use all the
What does it mean religion? That's like a stupid... What does it mean, religion?
That means, like, from Muslim point of view, he know exactly all the signs that will have to happen before the peace
Which
will
are, yes, what is the specifics? Religion is a general statement. What is
no, Islam. You are dealing with Islam.
Yes, but what? Yes, but you're saying the same thing. It's just a vague general thing. Religion, Islam. What specifically? Listen to me. What specifically do they mean? Religion exists.
I'm going to tell you now. So from the Muslim point of view, 1.7 billion, right? They are looking for one person. And this person is called Mahdi. They are waiting for him. And according to their Quran, when this person comes, he will stop the struggle operation that is happening to the Muslim. And just like oppression happening to Muslim and so on.
How will we stop it? In what way? What is the solution?
For that, you have to speak to Muslims. For that, you have to go into
No, that's the entire question. How? They're saying religion is like, it's stupid.
No, if you follow things out of war, if your enemy think like that, and you call it stupid, then you can forget about peace. You can forget about the fact that they will stop attacking you. They will keep on attacking until you give up. But if you accept the fact that all you have to do is to understand what would motivate them to stop, they say specifically.
But I know, but I know, no. The thing that will make us stop, is if we are either dead or not dead. That is the peaceful solution to ethnically cleanse or genocide the Jews. This is what they mean by religion. It's like so vague. So what is the actual, on the ground, what does it mean? Look at the religions. Yeah, what would happen?
Yeah, it means that on the ground, right, the Bible say exactly the blueprint of Middle East, long-term Middle East peace plan. So if you don't know the Bible,
what does it say?
I understand, I'm just saying you don't know your Bibles, but the BB and the rabbi he worked with, and also the Trump, and also Mike Huckabee, they all know, they all have a common understanding, just like me, what is the long-term Middle East.
So they enough with this like big words. Then be specifically. I don't care about religion and like de facto. How does it affect? Like how do you get to peace? What do? You kill all the Jews. That's how you get peace. Well, that's another way to get peace. You know. Hold on. Listen to me. 1 second, Dave. 1 second. One way to achieve peace is to exterminate all the Jews, and then you have no conflict. Do you think that is a peace? I don't think it's peace.
Well, there will be no extermination of all Jews because.
So I'm asking what there will be. I'm asking this peace that you were talking about and using like religion as a reasoning. How does it manifest in reality?
When October 7 happened, right? And if you look into Bible, it say, yeah, we expected this. And then
no. Sorry, no. Nowhere.
Why you argue with me? You don't know the Bible.
Dave, please start some grass, okay? Nowhere in the Bible does it say that on 7th of October 2023, Hamas will launch a genocidal attack against Israel. Don't gaslight me. I don't know who told you this. And if you believe this, give me the chapter and the clause where it says so.
Okay, first you just have to go to YouTube, you search October 7 Bible, you find a lot of stuff, okay?
I don't care. Give me any of them was published hold on. Was any of those videos published before 7th of October 2022? If it's there and it's written there as you claim, then obviously we can read it because we have this text for thousands of years. So I assume that those YouTube videos that you're talking about were uploaded before 7th of October. Because going like retrospectively and finding something that will maybe be understood, that's easy. Show me a video from before 7th of October 2023 that says so. I would love to see.
Yeah. So the long-term blueprint of long-term Middle East blueprint is written 2,500 years ago in the Old Testament, right? And now
No.
I'm just telling you, the Old Testament is written 2,500 years ago.
That's correct, yes. That's correct. About things that happened thousands of years ago, not now.
It's been written there, and people are looking to it for all the possible signs that could lead to the fulfillment of those prophecies, right? So,
but there is no. Hold on, stop. What prophecy?
The prophecy is one day, Israel will.
Show me. I want to read in the original language. Show me what you're talking about.
Isaiah 19.
Which one?
Isaiah 19.
Again, you'll follow.
It's Isaiah 19. Isaiah, the book of Isaiah, chapter 19.
What is Isaiah? How do you write it?
Yeah.
Isaiah?
I'm going to look, just hold, I look for it, okay?
Okay. Did you say Isaiah 19? Did you say Isaiah 19?
Yes. Hold on, I'm pasting now.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the one. Yeah, Isaiah 19. Yeah.
One second. Okay, so yes, I think we're talking about Isaiah 19. So Isaiah 19 says, "Nisan Mitzrayim, הנה אדוני עורר על קהל ובא מצרים ונע אלילי מצרים, ונע ולא מצרים, נמאס מפינדו." Okay, how is this anything to do with what happened on February 12th?
Wait for a moment.
Like I read it in the original language and I don't see any.
Okay, let me explain to you. So, during October 7, we never believed peace would come. During August 2024, we also don't believe peace will possible. But after Assad regime got destroyed, and the fact that now April 2025, that Israel is creating this buffer zone south of Damascus, protecting the Druze. For the first time, we see a possibility how this peaceful area extended from Golan Heights to this peaceful area, including Assyria.
I need to stop you again. You're using the word peace, and I don't know where you're from, and I don't think you understand what peace means, okay? Peace means that we don't need an army, okay? Peace means that we don't have to have guns and checkpoints. You're talking about peace as if it's like something that it's even in our reality, and it's not. So it's kind of weird to me. And also I read this pasuk, this chapter, and loosely translated into English, it says, "The Egyptian pronouncement mounted on a swift cloud, God will come to Egypt. Egypt's idols shall tremble in response, and the heart of the Egyptians shall sink within them." How does that have anything to do with 7th of October, which has nothing to do with Egypt or the Egyptians, and it doesn't talk about an attack? Like and it's not a prophecy. It's just like a clause that talks about Egypt. How did this convince you to believe that this is anything to do with 7th of October or this is some kind of a prophecy that was known before. And I will ask you again if you will find any YouTube video stating any religious text saying that, oh my God, something is about to happen with Gaza or with you do it after the case or before. The case with the thing with prophecy is that you're supposed to know it before, not afterwards.
Daniel, same thing. When you speak to Muslim, they always say like, "Give me one sentence answer. Give me one sentence, or give me yes or no." Right? So it's a complex thing.
I'm not talking about yes or no. I'm not talking about yes or no. No, I ask you. No. Yeah. Listen, Dave. I'm not one of the people that you used to talk to. You said that there is a clause that is a prophecy in the Old Testament, and then I asked you which one is it, and you gave me, and then we read it together. I'm saying it has nothing to do with anything. And I'm asking you again if there's any video that says that this will happen before 7th of October. I'm not asking you for a yes or no question. I'm asking you to actually tell me what the fuck you're talking about, because it doesn't make any sense to me. And from what you gave so far...
This is the first time I point out to you. It might take weeks to months to slowly bring all the stuff together. I can't do it in 30 minutes or 1 hour, right?
Okay, so let's agree. So okay, I got it. There is nothing in the text that says that this will happen. There is no prophecy about it, and it wasn't in the text. And anyone that says anything different is just bullshitting it and manipulating it.
Just basically look, there are scholars, there are people who specialize in this topic. They are publishing books and everything, right? So
yes, I'm asking you, did they publish anything before 7th of October?
Yes.
So show me this publication before 7th of October.
As I say, it will take weeks to months for me to gather those things slowly and feed it to you. You cannot have a book
respectfully.
Yes or no. Yes or no.
I'm not asking for a yes or no, Dave. I mean, you don't sound like a stupid person, and I'm definitely not a stupid person. So why are you manipulating what I say? If you don't have an answer, you don't have an answer. Don't manipulate what I say. I never ask you for a yes and no. I'm asking you for proof of the things that you're claiming here.
I'm asking you for being patient. And right now, I'm asking you for being patient.
Okay, patient. Okay. It's not about patience. Listen, dude. You said something that scholars said that in the text they could see that 7th of October will come, yada yada yada. If you don't want to make this claim, that's great. We can move on. But if you do want to make this claim, I can and am allowed to ask you questions about it without you dismissing it as yes or no, because it's not a yes or no question. I'm not asking you yes or no question. I'm telling you, show me what you're talking about. And if you cannot, which is fine, then I'm not sure how you can make such a claim without this. That's the only thing that I have.
I'm asking you for patience because even I discussed that with Christian, we have to go.
So how do you make? You don't need to ask me patience. You just need to give me something, but you gave me nothing. You gave me one verse that says nothing about it. I have all the patience in the world. Give me whatever you have. And I'm not attacking you. I'm just asking you to see for yourself if those things are actually proving anything that you're claiming that it does. And I don't see it. That's it. And if you don't have it...
You cannot assume you are secular Jews.
Yes.
Okay, that's good. So if I speak to secular Jews, if I speak to Norman, who is an Orthodox Jew, I have to use 2 different languages.
No, you don't need to. I can understand the text without in the Bible. I can say, okay, God commands it, I don't believe in it, and I will not follow it. But I can understand it. I do speak Hebrew as my mother tongue. I can read the Bible and understand what it means. And the verse that you gave me says nothing about anything related to 7th of October, Gaza attack, massacre, hostages, killing people, attacking, nothing of that sort. He talks about Egypt and what's in the Egyptian heart. That's it. I can speak Hebrew. I don't need to, and probably I speak Hebrew better than most or many religious Jews. That they speak Yiddish or they speak English. I actually speak Hebrew. So don't dismiss me.
Daniel, the text I share, is shared 3 nations. Why you only out of the 3 pick Egypt? Why don't you talk about the other?
It doesn't say 3 nations.
Oh, read again. I just posted in the comment. Read again.
We saw Mitzrayim. Mitzrayim is Egypt. Here, Yahweh, which is God, rode in a cloud and came to Egypt and now moved the goddess of Egypt away from him, and the heart of the Egyptian will melt within them. What 3 nations do?
Read the comment I posted here. Read the comment. Isaiah 19 speak of a prophetic highway connecting Egypt, Israel, and Assyria.
What are you talking about? Hold on, dude. You gave me a shot.
I pasted below. The comment I pasted below.
One second. Let me just find my bus station first. Okay. So the comment, the super corridor is often interpreted as a future path of reconciliation and peace in the Middle East, where these historically significant regions will come together in memory. Okay, that's even...
Read the one before that.
19 speaks of prophetic highway connecting Egypt, Israel, and Assyria, symbolizing unity and worship. You know, even reading from your interpretation, it's literally the opposite of what is happening on the ground. Like literally the opposite. It doesn't mention war, it doesn't mention massacre, it doesn't mention mass killing, it doesn't mention like attacking civilians and poor women, it doesn't mention genocide, it doesn't mention hostages, it mentions peace between Egypt, which we have for decades, and Syria, which we don't have. So how is this a prophecy for 7th of October? I'm honestly trying to understand how did it convince you that it has nothing to do with any of it? Like, I'm trying to really understand your logic. Not attacking you, obviously. Yes.
No, it's fine, Daniel.
I just don't get it.
Yeah, I mean, we spend hundreds of hours, right? I mean, we, looking at all this stuff, and of course you say a lot of things, and it reflects you have not gone through this 100 hours, so there are a lot of things has to build on top of each other to get to, understand how Bible communicate, right? So October 7th, there's no Syria involvement. Israel is not beyond Golan Heights. But by March, April 2025, we now see Israel going deep into Syria. For me, this is a progress.
But hold on, but listen, you're talking about now a new topic. I'm still at the clause of Isaiah 9:19. Are we moving?
Because
Syria is not mentioned here, okay? There's only one.
Assyria, 3 nations, Assyria.
Not mentioned. There's only one country. No. I will read it to you again. And the word Egypt repeats 3 times, but it's always the same word. Egypt, and Egypt. Okay? The word Egypt repeats 3 times. Not Israel, not Syria.
Let me go to, I don't know which verse do you read, but...
Hold on. The one that you gave me, Isaiah 19.
Yeah, but within Isaiah 19, there are many verses. I don't know which one you read.
I'm ready for the beginning. Masar Mitzrayim, Mina Adonai Eloheinu, al Ar Kar, Uba Mitzrayim, and Ar Le Mitzrayim Bnei, but Uba Mitzrayim is not the Kitover. To read the whole chapter? Okay. I thought you were talking about the verse.
Yeah, the verse. The
chapter. Okay, and I will incite Egyptians against Egyptians,
Egyptians, bro, I'm Egyptian here. I'm telling you the truth. I'm Egyptian. I can speak Egyptian and Hebrew and German and a little bit of English. So what exactly are you talking about? Go for it.
Superman, mute up and listen. If you don't understand, maybe you should listen and then you will understand. So I will read it again.
Daniel, you just said Egyptian. I'm Egyptian. What are you talking about?
It's amazing. So mute up, use your ears, not your mouth, and you will understand, okay?
And I have here my friend is Egyptian to say hi.
So mute up, listen up, and you will understand. Got it?
Okay.
So, I'm reading it again.
Don't raise your voice.
So I'm reading it again.
You're gonna talk about Egyptian, I'm gonna listen, okay? Go for it.
Okay, I'm talking about Isaiah 19.
Yeah, just basic verse 23. Verse number
Dave and Lay.
23.
Dave, shut up and let Daniel talk, okay?
You said 19, I will go to 23. Hold on. Isaiah. Got to be email. 23 is got to be email. 1 second. Okay. So that's different. Okay, so. אני אותו שיש כשלדי בית מבוא מארץ בתים בגלל לעמוד. The tire, okay, how will you ships of Karish, for havoc has been wrought, not a house is left as they come from the land of Kittim. This was revealed to them.
Daniel,
yes.
I'm not sure it is you, but that is English or what? What is this language? I think it is Hebrew.
The Bible is written in Hebrew, and I'm reading
in Hebrew. I can speak Hebrew.
Okay, so I'm reading it in Hebrew, and I'm also translating it to English so you guys understand.
But I understand Hebrew. Could you say it in Hebrew? Just Hebrew, no English anymore? Go for it.
Yes, I'm not sure that you will understand. מצב זה היללו אוניות תרשיש כשדד מבית מבוא מארץ בתים נגלה למו. דמו ישבי איש סחר צידון, עבר ים מלאו. ובמים רבים זרע, שיכר כסיר יאור תבואתה ותהי שכר גויים. בושי צידון כי אמר, ים מעוז הים לאמור לא חלתי ולא ילדתי ולא גידלתי בחורים ורוממתי בתולות. כאשר שמע למצרים, יכילו כשמע צר. עברו תרשישה, hold on, hello. אני חושב שאני לדבר שוויץ, אבל לכם הראשון נמק אליהם כדתי ולוח, רגלם מרחוק לגור, מהעץ זאת ארצו, מהקריאה אשר שכריה, שלם כנעניה לפני ארץ, יעברה את שורות ויעשה לחלל גאון, כל צדוי, להגן כל לפני ארץ. עברי הרכבה גאויה בתרשיש אין מזרח עוד, גדול נקר על הים והגידו הנחות אדוני, כיבה זמן לשמד מאוזניה. Okay, I need to, I don't see yet any connection, but I will have to go read. If you want me to read in entire chapter,
it's very clear. Ask you to be patient.
No, I'm very patient. The patience is not the problem. You were talking about a clause, which you gave me the 19 one, and now 23, and you're talking about
19 chapter 3. I paste the English version. The whole idea is that Assyrian is mentioned there.
Which verse?
I pasted the last page. I did that's the English version of that verse.
There will be a highway from Egypt to Assyria. Okay, that will look for it. Let me look for the word Egypt. Highway cove. Okay. I don't see the word. Can you tell me? Okay, maybe points, but I don't see when the entire chapter the word Egypt is mentioned once. And they're not talking about Syria in that clause. So I'm trying to understand what do they mean by Syria, because obviously it's not mentioned by name, but maybe by kind of a description. But I don't find it here. Canaan, I see Canaan. Sidon, maybe Sidon is what they're talking about. Okay, anyway, it feels like a very far-fetched rabbi was saying this. Can you show me which rabbi is saying this?
As I say, ask you to be patient. Next time I will find something a lot more precise and send it to you, right?
Again, the patient is not, Dave, you said it like 3 times. I have all the time in the world, I have patience. But you're the one bringing it. If you don't have the information, that's fine. But don't try to skew it as if that I'm impatient.
Okay.
To have a conversation and then get proof in a few months. It's not about patience.
I need 4 weeks.
So I understand. So it's not about patience. It's about that you don't. Okay, got it. It's not me not being patient. If you think that it's normal, to have a conversation. Okay, take 4 months, and we can pick up this conversation in 4 months. But it's not about me. It's not about patience.
Yeah. I also share the Hebrew version. I have to figure out what it means, right? So I never read the Hebrew version. I paste it in a comment, but I have to.
I only read the Hebrew version because there are a lot of words that when they are translated, they lose some of their meanings.
So Daniel, in the Hebrew is called Ashur. Assyria is called Ashur.
Oh, so no, Ashur is not Syria. Ashur is a land that doesn't exist anymore. That is anywhere between Armenia and Kurdistan.
Yeah, I mean, 2,500 years ago when these texts are written, they describe this area. But you have to even decide.
Again, listen to me. Ashur is was a land, a state, a country between Armenia and Kurdistan, not Syria. The kingdom of Ashur. It's like we're talking about like 250,000, no, I'm sorry, 5,000 years ago. But the places where it is, it's not Syria. I can show you a map where it is. It's not even close to Syria. So that's a weird translation to Ashur. You can also Wikipedia it. Hold on. It's Assyria. Assyria is not.
So I asked the ChatGPT, does the Syrian live in modern Syria? And they say yes. Yeah, in
yes. Yes. So, but also Jerusalem, but either you're talking about what was then or what is now, because back then Assyria or also included Jerusalem. You know?
Yeah.
Jerusalem was part of Syria.
Yeah, the whole thing is this super corridor, right? Including Jerusalem, Assyria, living part of East Syria. If you ask me October 7, I would not Isaiah 19. But if you ask me now, April 2025, then I see a progress. That is Israel present there and creating safety, protection from truth. That for me is a progress.
So Assyria back then was also basically was the entire what we know today as the land of Israel and also part of Egypt.
Yeah.
So I don't think that you and hold on and the Bible describes things that happened, it's not a prophecy.
Well, this needs to be debated and discussed, and we have to go back to the time point of Isaiah when he's writing that, and then that's how he understand the world. And then when Assyria means Egypt, he wouldn't have to write Egypt anymore. He said Egypt, to Assyria, right? So that's what he understands. And we have to figure out the text in the past. What exactly Isaiah talking about? That's why it's not going to be a quick thing. You will take
But whatever he was talking about is, I'm not sure how whatever he was talking about 5,000 years ago is relevant to what's happening now, to be honest. I think it's a bit of a...
Just telling you, there are many scholars writing about this. Yeah, there are many scholars.
Which one? This is what I asked.
Yeah,
any of them, and my question was, did any of them say that this is the prophecy before it happened or only retroactively?
Okay, so normally we say as yet to pass. That means like not yet fulfilled. This is not yet fulfilled. This prophecy not yet fulfilled.
No, but you said that 7th of October. I thought, okay, so maybe I'm confused. I thought the entire conversation started by saying that the 7th of October is a prophecy that was in the Bible and it's always after the States. I asked you about, show me what you're talking about.
It's confused. What I'm saying is during October 7th, during the entire 2024, I never think we are so close to Isaiah 19. I never think. But after April 2024, when IDF went deep inside there, then I see that this prophecy might be working.
Who said it's a prophecy? This is what I'm trying to understand, because you're making many assumptions that I don't see. So let's one by one. First of all, who said that it's a prophecy?
First, I ask you, is Isaiah a prophet or not?
I'm asking who said it's a prophecy that didn't happen, that it should happen now.
I mean, first you have to ask your question, is Isaiah a prophet? That means he's
Yes, I personally, I don't believe in all that.
Yeah, that's why if you don't believe, that's why I have more problem talking to you.
But it doesn't matter. It doesn't. No. It doesn't. Actually, it doesn't matter, because if it is a prophecy and it's so obvious, what I'm asking you, and I asked you a few times, if it's such an obvious prophecy that all those smart scholars could say that it predicts 7th of October. So what my humble request is, can you show me any one of those prestigious scholars that said this claim before 7th of October? If this is a prophecy that is so obvious what they're talking about, I'm just trying to understand if any of those smart people could figure it out before it happened. Because retroactively, to find connections, okay, this is, obviously, you will find many clauses that talk about the region. We live in the same area. And you can find a lot of interpretations and say, okay, this is maybe they mean because here you see Egypt, here you see Israel, here you see there's a fighting or a war. I don't buy it. Sorry. I would buy it. Hold on. I would buy it, even if I don't believe it, if you would say it before. Not after, because after I could also be a make-believe religious person and find a clause that I will find interpretation. But if it's a prophecy, the idea is that it's before it happens, not after. That's it.
Yeah, this is a prophecy because it's not yet complete.
Anyway, I got to my destination, so I need to shut down here.
Yeah, I need a month, Daniel. I need a month. Okay?
A month?
I need 1 month, at least 4 weeks.
1 month or something. No problem. All right, so I'm
everything is good, okay?
All right, talk to you later.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. So, guys, I got to go, right? I'm here to kind of get Daniel to, just get his point of view. So, committee, do you have anything to say before I close the room? Yeah. So I guess I close the room. Yeah.
believe that the only begotten word of the potential and life-giving Trinity came down from the heaven for us man, and man, and for our salvation, and was incarnate by the Holy Spirit and the Virgin Mary, and became man. That is, he became perfect man while remaining God.
Oh,
and in no
lovely
way altered
chat.
or
Thank you,
transformed,
Drip.
the divine nature by his contact with the flesh. But assuming